The Attic Whispers by Horror Tale. The House That Listened. I inherited the house after my grandmother died, a weathered, creaky old Victorian nestled at the edge of the woods. Everyone in town called it cursed, but I never believed in that sort of thing. I thought they were just stories until I moved in. The first thing I noticed was the attic door. It had 3 locks on it, all rusted shut. My grandmother always warned me never to go up there. That room listens, she would say, and it remembers. I should have listened. The whispers begin. It began subtly, just a whisper, the kind of sound you might dismiss if you were half asleep or distracted. I was unpacking boxes late into the night, trying to settle into the place. The house creaked and groaned with every gust of wind outside. I told myself it was normal for a place this old. I was stacking books in the living room when I heard it for the first time. A whisper, very faint, almost like a child trying to get my attention. I froze. My spine tingled. I paused the music I had playing on my phone. Nothing. I shook my head and returned to my task, but a strange unease lingered. Later that night, just as I was brushing my teeth, I heard it again. This time more distinct. It was definitely a voice. "Hello?" I leaned out into the hallway. The voice had come from above, directly above the bathroom ceiling. My eyes trailed upward. That's when I remembered the attic. I had seen the door earlier but hadn't paid much attention. It sat at the end of the upstairs hallway, partially hidden behind a wooden coat rack. The door was covered in dust and secured by 3 old, rusted padlocks. They looked like they hadn't been touched in decades. I walked toward the door. As I got closer, I felt it. The air was colder, heavy, still. I stood before the attic door, listening. There was nothing. Then, just as I turned to walk away, "Hello?" Clearer this time. A soft, high-pitched voice, like a child. I backed away slowly. That night I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, ears tuned to every creak and shift of the house. Around 2:37 a.m., I heard it again. This time, it was more than a whisper. It was a soft giggle. My blood ran cold. The next morning, I examined the attic door again. I tugged at the locks, solid, rusted, completely immobile. There was no way someone could have opened it, not without tools, and not without making noise. Still, the sound had come from there. I was sure of it. I called my mum that afternoon. I mentioned the attic and what Grandma had said about it listening. My mother went silent. After a long pause, she said, "Just leave it alone. Promise me you won't open that door." I promised. But the house had other plans. The door unlocks. It was the 3rd night in the house when things escalated. I had just come back from the grocery store, arms full of bags, when I saw something lying on the floor in the upstairs hallway. One of the attic locks. Broken. I dropped the bags and rushed up the stairs. The door was still shut, but one lock now hung useless on the floor. Its shank snapped clean in half, like something had broken it from the inside. A chill passed over me. I picked it up carefully and inspected it. The break wasn't from rust, it had been forced. The lock's metal edges were warped, bent outward. I knew I hadn't touched it. I hadn't even gone near the door. I didn't sleep that night. I kept the hallway light on and my bedroom door open, listening. Around 3 a.m., I heard the whisper again. "Let me out." I sat up, heart pounding. The voice was right outside my room. I crept toward the hallway and peeked out. Nothing. I slowly walked down the hallway to the attic. The door was still closed. The 2 remaining locks were intact. I stood there, staring, frozen with indecision. Then I saw movement from underneath the door. A shadow, small, darting past. I stepped back. The next day, another lock fell. 2 down, 1 to go. I considered leaving. I even packed a bag. But something compelled me to stay. I had to know what was behind that door. I had to understand what my grandmother had feared so much. That night I had the dream. I was standing in the attic, but it wasn't dark. It was filled with dim red light, like something was glowing from beneath the floorboards. Shadows moved along the walls, and in the middle of the room was a shape, a child maybe. It crawled toward me, not walked, crawled. Its limbs moved wrong, bending in ways they shouldn't. Its eyes glowed white and its mouth opened wider than any human mouth could. I tried to scream, but no sound came. I woke up gasping for air, and I knew. The attic wanted out,